Prince Wasajja, what about your colleagues from the African diaspora? How do they vote? I've been reading somewhere that they may in fact have sided with the Brexit.
That's not entirely correct because there is an immediate opinion poll that was conducted by one of the sponsors here, Lord Ashcroft, regarding the pattern of voting of different ethnic groupings. And you find that 3/4 of the black population living in the UK voted for Remain. It was the same trend with the Muslim community. About 3/4 still voted for Remain. And when it came to the indigenous population, especially in England, about 55% of the indigenous white people in England, out of the 54 million people that live in England, voted for Leave, and they are the people that swung this election to bring that unprecedented result. So majority, a huge majority of Africans living in the UK voted for Remain, because those are the people that mainly live in inner cities like London. And yeah, so we returned a Remain vote.
What about the fact that, for example, Scotland, Northern Ireland, voted, for example, to Remain, and yet Wales and England voted to leave? What kind of message should we read from that?
In fact, I will start with this point, Shaka, about what's going to define the legacy of Prime Minister David Cameron. He is likely to be written about by historians as one of the worst, if not the worst, Prime Minister that Britain has ever had. This is a man that has organized 2 referendums. Now, he organized a referendum in Scotland, which they narrowly won. But the repercussions politically of that referendum changed the political landscape of United Kingdom, because the Scottish National Party almost controls all the parliamentary seats in Scotland. So it became a one-party state in Scotland. Now, immediately after Scotland had overwhelmingly voted for Remain, the First Minister, who happens to be a member of the SNP, SNP is the Scottish National Party, the ruling party in Scotland, she declared that Scotland is going to initiate a process of organizing another referendum because Scotland wants to remain in the European Union. And today, as we speak, Nicola Sturgeon, the First Minister, met with leaders of the European Union in Brussels to inquire about how Scotland can remain a part of the European Union. That is a very, very serious matter for the union of the United Kingdom as we know it. The same calls are coming from Northern Ireland. The leaders of the nationalist movement in Northern Ireland are calling for a vote whether to reunite Northern Ireland with the main island. And that is a very, very serious constitutional matter which threatens to scatter these islands into smaller states. So the very survival of the United Kingdom as we know it today is at stake as a result of these bogus referendums which Mr. Cameron has been giving out for political expedience, wanting to survive as a prime minister, but not looking at the bigger national interests, the very survival of the United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom is disunited. As we speak, there is no clear leadership in the country. He immediately announced, which was a good lesson, a very good lesson, especially to African leaders. When David Cameron lost this referendum, he declared within minutes that he would be stepping down and a new leader should be elected. More so somebody who believes in UK's departure from the European Union. But that aside, he is leaving behind a country which is a total mess, and the leadership that is going to come in has got a big job on their hands to reunite this United Kingdom and also define the United Kingdom's new friends around the world.
Well, I guess we really have to accept the fact that the offer by David Cameron to resign, frankly, is something, frankly, that is very unique, especially when you look, when you compare and contrast the history or the political history of Africa. I recall that back in 2005, you did have a referendum in Kenya. And Mwai Kibaki, of course, as side lost the referendum. And what does he do? Perhaps instead, in fact, of respecting the will of the people or the voices of the people, he sacks, he turns around and sacks the members of the cabinet who were, who were in fact siding with the other side, which had won.